Nittany Lion Roar with Extreme Panda here, and the costume chamber is back, but there's some changes this time. So if you remember from my last video, which was the very first time we got costumes, it costs 2,600 gems, and this time it costs 3,000 gems. But the reason for that is because they're a better value this time. Previously, when you came into the costume chamber, you only got costumes. This time, when you summon, you get the costume and you get the hero with it. So, for example, the last time I did this video, I got an Asarnia costume, but I didn't have Asarnia, so there's nothing I can do with that costume. But this time, if, for example, you get one of the featured ones like Richard, you get the costume and you get Richard with it, so that's really, really nice. There's pros and cons to this. I already have a lot of heroes, so even though I got the Asarnia costume and didn't have Asarnia, I almost preferred the old way because I really just need costumes to make some of my older heroes better. I don't really need to necessarily go, like, for example, I already have Richard, I already have Horgal, the other featured one. I don't really need those again, but it's okay. For newer players, this is a better deal because you actually get the hero with the costume. There is a problem, though, in that now it's harder to get the 5-star costumes, just because now they cost more gems, you're going to be able to summon less, and as always, the percentages are very, very low, too. So Legendary Hero of the Month you can actually get with this, the regular Hero of the Month, and then as far as the featured hero costume, that's 1.3%, and just like a non-featured Legendary Hero costume, I actually like that. That percentage is a little bit higher than I would have expected at 1.2%. One of the costumes I want to highlight in particular is this Rigard. I personally believe this guy is a 5-star hero, masquerading as a 4-star hero. But he is really good. I have 4 of him maxed already, and I use him every single war. I've been tempted to level a 5th one and a 6th one just because he's so good. So he is definitely a 4-star costume to chase. And what's great about the costume chamber too is because of the tournament, these 3-star guys are really, really good. Like Hawkmoon is really good in the tournaments as far as the costume goes. Gunner is really good on defense as far as costumes go. And so on. So I have Brienne costume too. I like her a lot. Sonya is amazing. Tiburtus is amazing. The costumes really make some of these old heroes really good. So, yeah. So one of the changes being that it's more expensive, but you get the hero with the costume. Another change is, just like Atlantis, if you summon 10 or more costumes, you get a bonus Ascension material chest right here. So, yeah, a few changes. It's basically been more aligned with Atlantis. I think from the beginning what they intended to do was make the costume chamber something that put old heroes on a sort of, I guess, equal footing as Atlantis heroes and event heroes. So this was their way to do it. I already have most of these costumes. I don't see any new ones from the first chamber, so I'm really just going to use my free summons to show you what kind of costumes I'm going to get, because I don't really need anything else. But here we go. Okay, so I'm just going to use the free ones. All right, I got a Sonya. I already have a Sonya, but I really, really wanted a second one. I had just fed all of my 4-star Sonyas away and only had one to level up with the costume, so I'm actually really happy about that because I wanted a second one for the tournaments. There's Hawkmoon. I already have her. She's amazing. I love using her in the tournament, and I think you will really enjoy her too. And Brienne. Like I said, I already had her too. So I wasn't expecting anything amazing out of this, but this is what it's going to look like now if you'd like to go try for some costumes. The nice thing is you can still get the Hero of the Month with this. That was a big addition to it. So the value is definitely better. Even though it costs more gems, the value is much, much better. All right, so good luck with your costumes.